In this video, here's what we'll cover: the gut-brain connection, what the research actually shows, key nutrients for the mind, foods worth limiting, small, practical steps that last. Have you ever noticed how you feel after a rushed lunch of hot chips and a fizzy drink? Maybe a bit foggy, a bit flat, and low on energy an hour later. Then think about a day when you ate a proper, balanced meal, and how much clearer and steadier you felt afterwards. That everyday difference is a small window into something researchers are now taking very seriously. What we put on our plate seems to shape not only our bodies, but our mood and our minds as well. In my practice, I like to look at the whole person, and that includes the ordinary parts of life like sleep, movement, and food. But I want to be clear from the very start: good nutrition is not a cure, and it is not a replacement for proper mental health care. What it can be is one helpful, everyday tool that supports how we feel. Let me begin with the gut-brain connection. It might sound surprising, but your stomach and your brain are in constant conversation. Scientists call this link the gut-brain axis. Think of it as a biological highway, carrying messages back and forth through nerves, hormones, and the immune system. Your gut is home to millions of tiny bacteria, known together as the gut microbiome. These little organisms help you digest food, make vitamins, and manage inflammation. They also help produce the brain's chemical messengers. Here is a fact that surprises most people: around 9 in 10 of the body's serotonin, often called the happy chemical, is made in the gut, not the brain. When this inner community is healthy and varied, it tends to support better mood. When it falls out of balance, it may add to feelings of anxiety and low mood. So what does the research actually show? One eating pattern comes up again and again, and that is the Mediterranean style of eating. Recent studies suggest it may help ease symptoms for people living with low mood, and Australian researchers linked it with lower anxiety and stress. This way of eating is simple at heart: plenty of vegetables and fruit, whole grains like brown rice and oats, legumes such as beans and lentils, nuts and seeds, fish, and olive oil as the main fat, with only small amounts of red and processed meat. There is even a growing field called nutritional psychiatry, which studies how food affects the way we feel. The evidence there points in a steady direction. Diets rich in fruit, vegetables, fish, and whole grains are linked with better well-being, while poor diets are linked with a higher chance of low mood. It is worth adding that changes like these often work best with the guidance of a qualified professional, such as a dietitian, rather than going it alone. That brings me to some of the key nutrients for the mind. No single food is magic, but a few play important roles. Omega-3 fats, found in oily fish like salmon and sardines, and in walnuts and chia seeds, help brain cells talk to each other and calm inflammation. The B vitamins, especially folate, help the body make those mood-related messengers, and you will find them in leafy greens, whole grains, eggs, and dairy. Vitamin D, sometimes called a sunshine vitamin, supports mood, and many Australians run low on it over the winter months. And minerals like zinc and magnesium, found in nuts, seeds, and legumes, quietly support hundreds of reactions inside the body. If you're ever worried about your levels, your GP can arrange a simple test. Now, just as some foods lift us up, others can weigh us down. The biggest one to watch is ultra-processed food. That means things like sugary drinks and snacks, fast food, packaged cakes and biscuits, instant noodles, and processed meats. Researchers linked a high intake of these foods with a meaningfully higher risk of low mood and anxiety. They tend to be packed with added sugar, unhealthy fats, and additives that can unsettle those helpful gut bacteria. It is also worth being honest about alcohol and caffeine. Too much alcohol can deepen low mood, and for some sensitive people, a lot of caffeine can crank up anxiety. None of this needs to feel overwhelming, so let me offer some small, practical steps that last. Start small, with just 1 or 2 changes, like an extra serve of vegetables at dinner, or swapping white bread for whole grain. Focus on adding good foods rather than banning everything you enjoy, because that feels far more doable. Keep meals simple, like grilled fish with roasted veg, or natural yogurt with berries and nuts. Drink water through the day, since even mild dehydration can dull your focus. And please, Be kind to yourself. The odd treat is part of a normal life. The aim is a healthy pattern most of the time, not perfection. I will finish where I began. Food can genuinely support your mental health, but it works alongside good care, never instead of it. If you are struggling with persistent low mood or anxiety, changes in your sleep or appetite, or thoughts of harming yourself, please reach out to a qualified professional. At Potentialz Unlimited in Bella Vista, our team offers evidence-based support, and we are glad to work alongside your GP, dietitian, and other health professionals. You can read the full guide or book an appointment using the links in the description below. Before you go, here's a quick recap of what we covered. The gut-brain connection. What the research actually shows. Key nutrients for the mind. Foods worth limiting. Small, practical steps that last.